we're going to start by looking at the new Sky Striker support that is going to change our lives forever. First, just a little bit. I actually have not looked at the cards yet. But we're going to see if they're any good. Because I feel like there's been a decent bit of hype around them on like Twitter and everything. Mainly it's just because of the freaking copy pasta. As you can clearly tell in chat, there is definitely something like this going on. These support cards are going to change our lives and are going to be the best cards ever. I wonder why they chose this specific wording on the introduction text to this. I don't know exactly why they would choose this exact wording on it. I never thought that one singular clip would literally go this viral. There's like no shot I could have ever. I don't know why. Anyways, let's move on. Shout outs to YG Organization for watching the stream, I suppose. We got Pillar of the Future, Cyanos. This card is always treated as a Sky Striker card. Now, before I even read the effect, I want to know something that some of y'all Sky Striker fans definitely probably know. Something that I've been wondering is that for a lot of these recent Sky Striker support cards, they are not actually named Sky Striker, and I want to know why that is. Is there a lore reason to that the cards are treated as Sky Striker card, but they're not simply naming them Sky Striker? Is there any what is the reason for that? Because it kind of started, I don't know what the first one was, probably the Aileron and the Sky Striker Hamp and so on and so forth. And you get a lot of like cards for Sky Striker, and they're all treated as Sky Striker cards, which basically, if something has this thing, this card is always treated as a Sky Striker card. This basically makes from a what is it called? From a game mechanic standpoint, this card might as well be called Sky Striker Cyanos or whatever, right? Like it would be the exact same implications for gameplay, but for some reason they don't want to name it. They don't want to name it Sky Striker, but you know, I think it's because they are not a pilot for the mechas. Okay, so what you're saying is the only monsters that can be named Sky Striker are the pilots. Okay, anyways, moving on. I was just wondering that. It has nothing to do with how good the card is. I was just wondering. Level 1 Light Machine. Always treated as a Sky Striker card. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can discard a spell, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon a Sky Striker Ace Rose from your deck or graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except machine monsters. Ooh. Now, machine, I know Kagari, I know all the Link 1s are machine. Is every single Sky Striker extra deck monster a machine? The Link 2s included? Like, Azalea, they're all machines. Okay. Just, I wasn't sure. Okay. Zeke also. Okay. So basically, it locks you pretty much into... When I'm thinking of Sky Striker extra decks, there's no other machines in there, I don't think. Is there any other really good machine extra deck monsters outside of Sky Striker? I don't think there's anything worth mentioning, right? Zeus. Technically, you can still Zeus. You're right. Yeah, if you like Talents or Widow Anchor an Xyz, you could technically still Zeus. That could be relevant. That's probably the most relevant one. Typhon is a fiend, I believe. I believe Typhon is a fiend. But anyways. I mean, that's interesting because it's both... It works on normal summon or special summon, which means that you can use it as a starter, quote unquote, right? It's like another form of a starter because you can just go normal summon this, summon Rose. You would think that it's like counterintuitive to do this because it fills up your main monster zone with multiple monsters when Sky Striker is known to... It's known to want to have an empty main monster zone, but of course you can just make a Link to Sky Striker first, like Azalea or Zeke. and then later on link that one away. Like, it's a 1-card Azalea, it's a 1-card Zeke that can later on go into Kagari, Shizuku, Hayate, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's not bad. Another cool thing about this card is that because it works on normal or special summon, and it has a special summon itself effect, it can work to, if you draw multiple normal summons, right? Normally that would be kind of awkward, but here you can just like normal summon your Ray, you normal summon your Ray, and then later on you can still special summon this. Gives this deck a lot of extension potential. Now, how good that is, it remains to be seen, but it's not terrible. You can banish this card from your grave, take one of your roses that is banished or in your grave, either add it to hand or special summoned. Oh! Okay. Now, we're are we talking? Is this a good card? This card is 3 bodies. This is 3 bodies for Sky Striker, right? Yeah, you can send it with Hayate as well. I mean, this is a good card. No matter how you put it, this is a good card. The only question is how good is it for Sky Striker, really? Because like any other archetype, let's be clear here. Pretty much any other archetype would love a card like this. Sky Striker specifically is not known currently, in its current iteration. Sky Striker is not known to be the most aggressive deck out there, right? But this is something that this is a card that could change that, right? Maybe this gives Sky Striker a way to finally push for game. Or remember when we looked at the Link 4? I don't actually remember the entire effect of the Link 4, but remember when I said like it's a lot of work in a deck that doesn't really link climb or anything like that. Like it's summoning a Link 4 monster in Sky Striker is not the easiest task. Now this card makes it a lot easier. So the Link 4 with this card in mind becomes a lot easier to you know. This card gives you engage since Camellia exists. What is Camellia? Hold up. Sky Striker Camellia. Oh, we don't have that card yet. Is this also in this article? Or is that something that's already been announced a while ago? It's older? Okay, let me quickly remind myself of what it does then, because I don't remember. It's a generic Link 2 Sky Striker Ace. Okay, must first be Link summoned. Can only special summon it once per turn. If you have 3 or less spells in your grave, you can send a Sky Striker card from your deck to the grave. Oh, okay. If this card is sent to the grave, target a monster your opponent controls, special summon this card to their field, and if you do, send that monster to the graveyard. Also shift control to this card's owner during the end phase of this turn. Okay, so what you're saying is I normal summon the Cyanos, summon Rose, make Camellia, Foolish, Engage, and then I can turn it into a Kagari. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I will say one thing, and that is that I kind of like the design of this card. I kind of like what they are doing with the Sky Striker support. Because I like Sky Striker, but the deck needs better pushes, basically, right? It needs better pushes to be playable, because it simply is too slow, right? It is simply too slow, and that is only going to change if they make cards like this that give the deck more like play patterns, different ways to push. Now whether this makes it good or not, I don't know. Let's read the other cards first, but it's a pretty good card, I would say, this one. We got a Link 3. Is this the first Link 3 Sky Striker? I mean, that also, if this card is good, this makes this card even better, because this card is basically a 1-card Link 3. We got Sky Striker Ace, Azalea Temperance, Dark Machine Link 3. 2+ monsters, including a Link monster. Must first be Link summoned. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can banish a spell from hand or grave, target a monster your opponent controls with 2500 or less attack, equip that face-up monster to discard as an equip spell. I mean, it's not insane. When this card is destroyed by battle, special summon one other Sky Striker monster from hand or grave. It's not insane, but it's a solid tool for Sky Striker, I suppose. You know, it's like it's okay. It's technically, it's just like free removal, as it's an extra deck option. It doesn't have to be completely insane, but it is it's not bad per se, right? It's like fine. When you go second, when you break boards, you can just link climb into this and take away one of their monsters. It's all right. It's not bad. It's not bad, I don't think. Now, I will say though, the more Sky Striker cards are released, especially for the extra deck, the tighter the extra deck gets, right? Another option over a unicorn. I mean, unironically, yeah, it could be used in other decks as well. Now, it's not better than SP Little Knight. Let's be clear with that. Like, it's definitely not gonna be replacing SP Little Knight anytime soon. But if for some reason we want a different alternative to SP Little Knight, you know, we can use IP plus one other monster in any deck pretty much that has a spell card in the grave. You can just banish it and equip your opponent's monster. But yeah, it's definitely like you're right when you say it's a decent target for Masquerena. I just don't think that matters while SP Little Knight is a thing, right? But you're not wrong. We have Combination Maneuver, Engage 0. It's another... Okay, there's no picture for this one. We have a Link 2 machine monster that points left and right, that needs 2 lights and or darks, and it's always treated as a Sky Striker. Ace. You can only special summon Engage 0 once per turn. Cannot be used as Link material. Now, that is important. That kind of sucks. If this card is special summoned, you can target a monster on the field with 25 or more attack. Negate its effects until the end of the turn. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks and you have Ray and Rose in your grave, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. That's... I mean... It's not bad, is it? So basically, because it's a Sky Striker Ace card, you can Ray summon it. So this means if you go second and your opponent makes a big board, one Ray can completely out it, right? One Ray can basically Raigeki your opponent's board. Because you go normal summon Ray, link into Hayate. Hayate crash into your opponent's monster. Hayate effect send Rose. Then because Hayate dies by battle, you can bring back Ray. And then Ray quick effect in battle phase. Summon this and attack with it. And you have Ray and Rose in the graveyard, right? How can Ray summon it? Wait, does Ray say link 1? Sky Striker Ace Ray. No, it doesn't. Here. Quick effect, tribute this card. Special summon a Sky Striker Ace monster from your extra deck. This is a Sky Striker Ace card. Ray can summon this. So, and it doesn't say you have to link summon it. Right? So basically, Ray is now Raigeki. Ray is basically Raigeki now. I mean, it's just another option in the extra deck that you probably pull off sometimes, right? You can, don't say Raigeki. I mean, that's the thing about these extra deck monsters, is like, they want you to play Sky Striker with only Sky Striker monsters in your extra deck, basically. And they're giving you some neat tools. I mean, between the Camellia, the Temperance, and the Engage 0, you're getting some decent tools, right? Now, I don't know if this is enough to make Sky Striker meta relevant again. If I had to guess, I would say probably not. Even though these cards are like, this card is very good. This and these other two cards are like solid extra deck options. I don't know if this is good enough to make it like an actual good meta contender. Like I said, if I had to guess, probably not. But who am I to say? Who am I to say? There's a lithium testing video anyways, so we can quickly check that out. Neb Hildnia, thank you for the prime. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't know why he put "oh my god yes" into the thumbnail. I think it's unrelated. I think it's probably it's surely not calculated, right? Surely not a quote or anything. Surely that's not. Surely we're not going viral with this even more. No way, right? Anyways.
Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to new Sky Striker cards, and I was hyped, I was really hyped when I first saw them. I think most people do, you know, it's one of the most popular themes, I guess, ever since the cards were released. Then again, I've read the effects a couple of times, at least, you know, yesterday I think, or a couple of days ago, and I wasn't too hyped after that. I feel that, and I felt that back then as well, that these new cards, new monster, new level 1, a couple of new links as well, that they are like on a very similar level as their new level 4 link.
Okay, so he's using it. I'm guessing he's using it as a blind second strategy because there's Thrust and Lightning Storm, which I guess given the new Link monsters makes some sense.
You know, what is the name of Spectre, I believe, yeah, which it's decent, but the thing is that there's just no space, or hardly any space in the extra.
Well, Lightning Storm is kind of custom against this. Lightning Storm prevents the Calamity, right?
So more of that in a couple of moments. I think this is a fairly standard Sky Striker deck list, bar of course a new support. One of the new cards being a level 1. The level 1 kind of feels like Mathmech, right? The circular, because you can discard any spell from your hands, for example, to special summon it to the field. And upon summon,
this hand is completely busted, by the way.
Normal or special summon, you're level 1. Special summons Rose from your deck, right? Yeah, or graveyard, if I'm not mistaken. So it's basically a 1-card Link 2 short set, plus that this 1 card, 1.5 card, because you need to discard, could turn itself into a Link 3, because it also has a graveyard effect, banish itself, the level 1, to either Reborn Rose or get the Rose back to the hand. So, you know, Reborn Rose for a Link 3 play. And potentially with some...
So one thing that maybe would change my opinion on the deck is, and I don't know if it's possible, but if you could like OTK from here with just Sky Striker cards in this situation, let me move over actually, I'm on the wrong side. If we can OTK from here, that would change my mind a little bit.
Going second, so
you can? That's second. Interesting.
So potentially make this a 1-card, 1.5.
So we go Temperance to attach,
4 because of
engage,
Hayate, because of drones, right? Hornet drone, etc.
Wait, this is game?
That's potentially a Link 4. So that's cool. That's actually really cool.
No,
the problem
okay.
is that if you use the special summoning effect from the deck...
Did we miss game or could we have? Or could we just not have?
Special summoning Rose. You're locked into... What is it? Machines. I think it's machines, yeah. So no access.
Because that is the thing also when I play Sky Striker in like Master Duel ever, right? Which we don't do very often, but when I do, it's like... Going second, breaking a board isn't super tough with Sky Striker, right? It's like Sky Striker can break boards. It's just what happens after that, right? You kind of struggle to break a board and kill the opponent, but you also struggle to break a board and set up enough like stuff to stop your opponent's follow-up, because a lot of decks in Yu-Gi-Oh these days have crazy amounts of follow-up, right? A lot of decks have crazy amounts of follow-up, and Sky Striker, like, even if you break the board and set up one Widow Anchor or whatever, that was maybe enough in 2019, but one Widow Anchor doesn't stop people from killing you the next turn in 2023, right?
Code, because that's basically the only Link 4 you're running. So that's the biggest deal I have with this new support is that there's hardly any space in the extra deck. There's other cards in the side deck that I definitely want to main deck, like Zeus. Anima is there, because this new level 1 is not a Sky Striker card, it's not Ray, you can't just link it away for any Sky Striker monster. So let's say if your opponent imperms it, you might get stuck or might be stuck for your turn. And again, that's a huge problem for the deck, because you have a monster in your main monster zone, so you need follow-up play after that. Anyway, it could have been a special summon, but you know what I mean. So Anima or Link Karibo are options, but there's just hardly any space in the extra deck. So this is an okay matchup. Problem here is that destroying the field spell is a big deal. It's a problem. Plus, if the level 8 is in graveyard, they can dodge your afterburner, right? But a couple of engages after, and this should be game. Link gauge for Hayate, send something from my deck to the graveyard. And I guess with this new level 1, it's basically another card. You could Foolish Burial to the graveyard to get the graveyard effect. Banish itself to get Rose back. So that's all fine, but I mean, I think in most situations you will be sending a spell, right? So the new monsters. A new Link 2. The new Link 2 is, I feel, one of the new links. All of the links.
When will Konami up the extra to 20 cards? I don't feel like that's something they should do. Anyways, back to Sky Striker.
That were revealed, including the Link 4 being Spectre. I feel the Link 2 is the one that you should definitely, well, main deck, as in the extra deck. You'll see it. It doesn't have the full picture yet, but it's again a Link 2. You can special summon it if you tag out Ray, right, with her effect. So that's okay, because it's again a Link 2. It's a free Link 2 summon. But you'll see the interaction in a couple of duels. And then it like attacks. It's basically a Raigeki for your opponent. So again, that's quite okay. It's also a monster effect negator. So anyway, Kagari hits the field. Problem here is that I think I got Drolled, right? I think so. Yeah, I think so. And that's big, you know how strong Droll and Lockbird is against Sky Strikers, and that basically, well, the game is far from over, but, well, I guess, you know, like, Fire King is a very...
Fire King is another deck we need to take a look at some point. My first impression is that without Bonfire and the new Snake Eye level 1, it might not be good enough, but we have to take a look at it eventually, before Bologna.
Similar deck in some way is that it's super grindy with those interactions, popping, destroying.
Fire King is fun. It does look fun. It does look fun, and it's actually successful. It is actually successful in the OCG with the new. But they are all playing Bonfire, I think, and they're definitely all playing the new Snake Eye support, right? The new level 1 from Phantom Nightmare. The question is basically, is it already good without those cards? That is something we need to answer at some point, probably next week.
So it's kind of a slow deck as well. Plus the rank 8 pops, you know, like all monsters, plus hits your opponent's back row. So again, I need to, even though I'll set back 1 extra turn because of the Droll, I have to keep myself into the duel, or in the duel at least. And
without Populous, it's inconsistent. We'll just see. We'll see.
Because of the, what is it called, the Spell and Trap Negator there, I eventually
Fire Woman too. Oh right, they probably play the princess thingy.
I get Drolled again, and this is the card that I just lose to, because it prevents me from obviously prevents me from searching. Oh,
my face when you cannot Soravis Droll and Lockbird.
Yes, right, but it kind of makes my thrust useless. It you know, makes more engages useless because, you know, Gagari engage, etc. And that's just a huge deal. Plus, I wasn't able to chain my Widow Anchor here in this situation. Again, big deal. So I go for the Link 3. The Link 3, I guess, is very similar to 1000 Eyes Restrict. Upon summon, upon Link Summon, or Special Summon, you can target the monster, and I'm not so sure why the attack stat is there. You can target the monster from your opponent with 25...
It was already meta pre-Phantom Nightmare? Yeah, we're gonna look at it. Don't worry.
This was okay, because it kind of dodges your bird, right? Your, what is it, your Fire King bird from...
Fire King the cards are pretty interesting to me. We're gonna have to... like I said, I've never played it yet, and I haven't built it yet, but the cards are also interesting to me. Now, as far as a freaking Sky Striker, the Sky Striker deck, unironically, if I was just watching this without having the images on the cards, I couldn't really tell if this was Sky Striker with or without support. Like, to me, it looks like it's almost doing the exact same thing as it has always been doing, which is just go second, throw spells at your opponent, hope it's enough to either kill them or set up a Widow Anchor and stuff for next turn and hope they can't kill you back, right? It almost feels like it does the same thing as before, maybe slightly better now.
And, you know, being added to the loop again from Fire Kings. But that Troll just got me, and problem here is that even though the Link 3 is destroyed and I can reborn another Sky Striker monster from my graveyard, with the Chainlinks, Ray Chainlink 1, Link 3, Chainlink 2, which got negated by the High King Avatar, right? And that's a small mistake. I should have impermed the Avatar first, the one that negates monster effects, and then I probably would have survived.
Are the Fire King structure decks going to be worth picking up? That is a question that I cannot answer until I've actually tried the deck. I've read I can tell you a couple things. I've read the cards. I think they get solid support, right? But getting solid support is not a guarantee that the deck is going to be good, right? But my impression is that the cards are good. The other thing I know is that it is currently a meta deck in the OCG. I don't think it's the most played deck over there, but they are playing it for sure. Like, it's definitely seeing play together with the Sinful Spoils card, though, right? Like, that's it's a huge budget concern, right? I don't think it's going to be a budget option because it's probably going to need the Sinful Spoils package at some point. But I do think it's going to be good, but I cannot confirm how good it's going to be in the TCG. At the end of the day, I mean, the structure decks compared to other things in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Structure decks are always lower risk investments, you know, like it's like $30 for 3 structures, and worst case you get a somewhat viable tier 2 to tier 3 deck and some staple reprints. Like, it's like, how bad can it be, right? How bad can the investment go, right? It can't really go terribly wrong. So I think it's like relatively safe to say that it's going to be a fine pickup. But it could be a meta contender, let's say it like that. So I think you're gonna be fine if you pick them up, right? If you enjoy the deck, of course. You know, I mean, look at the deck beforehand and see if you enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, then it's gonna be a fine set, because it also has a couple of good reprints. Like, people in chat are saying it has Droll and Lockbird, which isn't terrible as a reprint. It already had reprints, so it's not like a crazy money card, but it's not bad. I think the Coach King Exceed is also in there. Someone in chat has said that, that would be a decent reprint as well. So, like, yeah, it's fine, I think, either way.
Because again, I would have been able to special summon.
You could probably pick up the Fire King cards by themselves for under 10, to be honest. Well, that's a different story, right? Like, if you are not looking at the reprints at all, if you don't need any of the staples in it, then it's gonna be always better to just go ahead and buy the singles after release, right? It's like, you know, like, it's fine. If you only want the Fire King cards, you can probably just go to like Card Market and pick them up as singles after the thing releases, right? That's always going to be that way.
You know, Reborn 2 monsters. And I had Thrust in hand, so the game would have been a bit different. The problem is just Fire King, especially backed up by Droll, just keeps recycling through its stuff. And here's the situation where I was talking about, like, the normal summon getting negated, and there was, like, currently in my extra deck, no answers to get it off field. Sure, there is the field spell, right? There is the multi-roll as well to potentially pop
Droll commons are £5? There's no way, right? Droll got a rare reprint. Hold up. There's no way. Droll is still this expensive. There is no way. I do not believe you. Give me a second. Droll and Lockbird. Oh, it did go up a lot, dude. I remember when we opened Tactical Masters, it was like it was a lot cheaper. The rare Droll and Lockbirds? God damn. Okay. That was over. I guess that was over a year ago. You're right. I kind of forgot how long ago this was. Is this the last Droll reprint? Well, I mean, Tactical Masters. It might be the last one. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's been a while. I didn't remember it being so long since they reprinted it. Okay, I guess that makes it a decent reprint in the structure deck. Yeah, okay. My bad. I didn't think it was €3 still.
To get it off of the field. So those are all definitely options, but I'm only running one field spell and one multi-roll, because again, it's going second deck. And what was I about to say? Yeah, it's going second deck, so sometimes it feels kind of awkward having, first of all, going second. You want to deal with an established board, and you're having multiple of the continuous spell, right? The spell with Judgment Law. So use a field spell, yeah, multi-roll being face up on field. Try targeting my Ogagari, which should be popped, yeah. Engage getting those beneficial draws, because we know the card in hand. So this should be game, though. Yeah, it should be game.
I mean, this is Omega game, dude.
Rose. No, okay, sending Rose with Hayate, and yeah, this is more than one. I was thinking of, but as you saw, there was already 41 cards in the main deck. Like, because of the new level 1, the one that special summons Rose from the deck, for example, I was thinking of maybe even...
Yeah, I mean... Look, let's move on. Sky Striker. The cards help. Do they help enough? I don't think so. But, like, you know, they're here. I don't hate them. I don't hate them. They are not the best cards ever, and I don't think they're going to change my life, is what I'll say. I don't think they're going to change my life.